Stroller.
Uh,
Just the stroller.
oh, come on, go live. There we go. I may have to get hamster costumes for them or something, or iguana costumes, because they're so little. I can't find anything small enough for the kittens.
Or decorate the stroller like a haunted house. And like the haunted house going through the neighborhood and the cats are in the haunted house. It would be cool.
I got about today in the stroller because hello everybody. Got about the stroller today because we got up to about 75 degrees. I'm like, okay, this might be the last time I can get them out this year because it's cooling down later.
I know. Every time it's 70, it's just this lucky chunk of a few days. But it happens. It'll happen again in November.
So welcome, Ona. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you. Thank you.
How's the Gibmeister?
He's fine. He's sleeping. He's all tucked in.
I about died watching him one morning when you had him in his little Halloween jumper, his Halloween jammies. He was so stinking cute.
That's it. This morning I looked at him and I looked at his pajamas there and I'm like, I really don't feel like wrestling you into those pajamas this morning.
He looks at you like Artie used to look at me, like, I love you, man.
I forgot his treats this morning. And he jumped off the couch. Oh, whatever.
You got any announcements, Ona?
Not really. Just kind of plugging along the channel. I'm going to try and be more consistent with videos every day like I was, but I got a little sidetracked with work and now COVID. So just trying to settle into.
Our condolences to you for the loss of your mom. We know that was difficult.
Yeah, and really processing that too. It's been a really interesting month, right? And getting signs from her and being less. I thought I would be more anxious or afraid. Or, when I heard a creak, I might but it's so sweet when I hear her voice.
Oh.
Or I hear that song. I'm like, oh, Ma, it's really, it's been a huge relief. I have to say, and anybody whose parents has had Alzheimer's, know it's a relief and it's okay to feel like that.
Yeah. I think that's one of the hardest things to watch when someone loses their ability to even remember who you are a lot of times. And Johnny, you got any announcements going on?
Not a one.
I missed your live today. I heard you went live today. I've got to go back and watch it. Thank you, Impish.
How was it, Johnny? 6 buses and 2 trains later? Is that what it was?
That was me trying to go into the city all by myself, like Little Red Riding Hood. So.
Like a grown boy.
All by my lonesome. I didn't have a note on my back or nothing. I just
pin your name to your collar. I belong to.
If found, return here. No, it was fun. I got lost 6 times, but that was part of the adventure. Now I know next time maybe it'll just be 4, so we'll see.
I loved your walk where you went to the park. We were laughing about that last week where you were people watching, but how you were using the GPS and it was steering you through God knows where to get there.
It's behind my house.
And
it made me go 30 minutes down the street and it looked around to bring me back behind my house. I didn't know it was back there though until just then.
So all the way around. Thank you, Pam. Becca, have you got anything going on this week? If you did not watch Becca making her birthday cake Monday night, it was so much fun. We were laughing, and every time you would say, I'm going to go to the kitchen and check on it, we're like, wait. All the bakers in the chat were like, come back. We had so much fun. Becca is an awesome cook. She is not a baker.
No.
It's fun.
we finally had some of the cake Friday night, because it sat in my fridge from Monday through Friday. It did not taste good because it wasn't fresh and it was sitting in the fridge for that long. And Peanut's friend came over and I gave him like the whole thing. I only left us like 2 slices. I'm like, why did I even do that? I'm not going to eat it, So
And it looked cute when you got done decorating it and stuff.
the devil cake.
I'm not Mother Teresa.
So yeah, I might not. I don't know. I have stuff going on right now at home, so I don't know if I'll be here during the show the whole time. I might need to scoot out early. So my apologies in advance, but thanks for the invite though. That's greatly appreciated. And maybe if stuff settles down, I'll catch up in the after show.
Okay.
But yeah.
I don't really have anything going on. Sacred Sounds of Coffee in November 7th, I think it is, whatever that first Monday of November is, will be back on Jody Roberts' channel finally. She finally has Wi-Fi in her new place, so we're looking forward to being back on Jody's channel in November. And if anybody didn't see, she posted in her community tab asking for things about gratitude. So we're doing a thing on gratitude in November because of Thanksgiving and everything. So y'all check it out and give her some stuff to feed off of. Anybody wants to book an appointment with me, JenLynTarot.com. October's booked up, but November's got some openings.
We have to orchestrate one day, since Becca just came from the beach too. We have to orchestrate a walk where all 3 of us is walking somewhere.
Yes, now that I finally have unlimited data, I can do that.
I have to find a way to get that.
And Jenny came up with a great idea that you and I, Johnny, should do a live cooking show.
She keeps saying that, but she ain't volunteering to help us with that. So she just want to sit back and laugh.
I just want to sit in the comments and make smart ass comments.
She wanted to call it Becca Bakes and Johnny Shakes. I told you that before. I was like, we should do a cooking show because I can't bake for shit and you can't cook. So
Becca has to bake and Johnny has to cook, and we'll be laughing hysterically through the whole thing.
And that was a box cake, y'all. Do you see why I was saying when you sent me that video of the guy making the lava cakes? I'm like, no, that I'll just sit here and watch, but no.
It looked quite involved.
Everybody was like, Jen, when are you going to do a cooking show? I mean, I can cook, but I have 2 tall cat trees in the middle of my kitchen instead of a kitchen island. So I have kittens everywhere. Like they climb on my shoulder when I'm at the sink and stuff. And I'm like, there's cat fur and everything. It would just disgust everybody.
Well, you can be the referee.
Yeah, you can make me small in the corner, and I'll just be there to laugh because I was laughing till I had tears falling Monday night. I was just like, oh my god, it was just so cute.
Y'all thought I dropped the cake, but I didn't. That's when the cake broke inside, like it collapsed on itself.
Yeah.
Oh.
But it was fine. I
gotta go back and watch this because I remember seeing it on my feed, but I don't know. I've had a lot of cooking. I've done a lot of cooking. I had a big harvest this year. I just cut down all my lemongrass today, all my herbs, all my cannabis was like just crazy. I have to cook it because I have to preserve it.
And Oda did a cooking video too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you have to make sure you open the chat and watch the chat, live chat. If you watch the video, because the comments are hysterical.
Because like when the cake collapsed, I think you could just hear me say, "Oh no!" in the kitchen, and people thought I dropped the cake because I always drop stuff. But no, that's when it collapsed, and then that's what gave us the inspiration to just make it into a double.
We were laughing too because you were checking it too often, opening the oven and checking it, which lets the heat out and will make a cake fall or collapse. Yeah. So every time you went off to go check it, we're in the chat going, "Come back, no."
Yeah.
But you can't reach her and do anything. It's like, no, don't do it.
Yeah, you lose like 20 degrees every time you open the oven.
Yeah, Well, it was fun.
It was a blast. So
All right, let me get these shirts.
It was quite entertaining.
That's what it was.
Oh, what are you drinking, Johnny?
Mind your business, man.
Oh, okay.
Is that a ghost on your
For real.
glass?
Yes, this says Abby Creepin.
That'd be creeping. Do you need me to call you a cab?
No.
No.
As long as I don't stand up, I'll be all right.
No.
Stand up too fast, that is.
Mm-mm.
It's pink lemonade. So I don't start no rumors out there.
He's not day drinking, guys. Allie P asked, is it witch's brew?
Sure.
And next Sunday, we're on Johnny's channel for the Halloween special and our 3-year anniversary of Sunday Night Live. So be there, be square.
It's been 3 years.
It's
I
been
haven't
3
been
years.
with you guys for the whole 3. But
That
holy
still
crap,
counts.
that's a long time. 3 years.
It's the
On Sunday.
longest running collaboration on, I think, on YouTube.
Wow.
And we dressed up last year, so we will probably be dressing up this year.
Mhm.
Well, let's see. Where do we start? Tiffany Trump moved her wedding from Greece to Mar-a-Lago in November. I believe it's November 12th. Why did she move it to Mar-a-Lago? So daddy can grift, or because he can't leave the country? Or why did she move her wedding to Mar-a-Lago from Greece? It was supposed to be a destination wedding.
This was a sudden move, right?
Kind of sudden. Like this summer, we started hearing, oh, they're going to do it at Mar-a-Lago in November. But yeah, it was pretty sudden because everything was supposedly set up for. We got Roro right in the middle of my table. Can I scoot you back? One side. Right there. So the guests can read the documents. Oh, do tell me what y'all are getting.
I got the 10 of Wands and the 10 of Swords sandwiching the 6 of Pentacles. 10 of Wands, oh, it's like a burden, right? The 6 of Pentacles in the middle and the 10 of Swords on the other side. So like just like gave up. There's some kind of financial problem, like the check bounced.
I'm getting destitute. No money. Daddy don't have no money to pay for your wedding, honey.
Daddy wrote a rubber check.
The cupboard is bare. What you want for a deposit? We not doing the wedding there now. Oh, I got a new idea. Let's do it at my place. We'll have our family and friends around and everything, and I can grift off of all of it. It was a change because of Trump.
Shame on you, Donnie.
What you getting, Johnny?
The moon and the 7 of Swords is how it starts. So there's something sneaky, definitely. Something treacherous, definitely. There's a scheme behind it. There's the 8 of Swords. So it's like almost like he's making her do this, even though she's grown, got her own family and own check and all that stuff. But there's the 9 of Wands and the Chariot. There's a lot of pressure upon her to do this. With the Chariot, there's sides that are working together too. So maybe he promised the event to someone like, hey, you do catering for catering.com and you can do this. There's like some sort of promise.
I'll throw in that I'll be your DJ.
He's got some kind of deal that he supposedly worked out or was working out, or I don't know. It's something with the Eight of Swords that's binding, though. So almost like they had to do this some way, somehow. At least this leg of it. She can always still go to Greece and do her own thing, but for whatever reason, he is sort of trapping her in this. There's a scheme, though.
What'd you get, Becca?
Something. It's book, cross, key, bouquet, and tree. There's something going on there with something that's classified or secret that is causing a lot of burden and suffering for him. And this was like an offer, like some sort of a significant offer to alleviate something. But I'm getting this. There's your classified, there's your burden, and then there's the answer. So I don't know how that ties into for the classified documents or what, but
like he's going to transfer some while the wedding reception's going on. Thank you, Patty.
I'm not sure. I don't get anything. I don't get anything about a transfer. It just says, there's a lot of pain and big issues, punishments around something that is classified, and then with the mirrors, it's book, key, and tree. So a secret that was open, but it's very sturdy and solid. So, or significant knowledge of something that is sturdy and solid, significant knowledge of the tree as a thing would be like some sort of an organizational chart, but these are the first three in the read. So there's something there about knowledge or secrets or something classified that's very problematic. That's significant.
Interesting. Well, Trump has another case which nobody talks about much, but it goes back to before Apple phones and smartphones came out and everything. He was paid $9 million to praise this company's. It was like for doing video conference calls, that kind of thing, but it never worked well. It was slow as crap. It didn't have the technology needed to do stuff. But Trump would say, oh, it's going to be in everybody's homes and everything. And the people who were selling it had to pay thousands of dollars to sell this product. So it was a scheme. It was a scam. They now have a class action lawsuit against Trump. And he was supposed to be deposed. And he went off to Mar-a-Lago and hid during Hurricane Ian. He hid down there as opposed to doing the deposition. He said, y'all, you lawyers, you can come down here to depose me. And it's like, of course they couldn't go down there. There was a hurricane going on. So then he tried to claim, statute of limitations. Well, the judge ruled that he had to do the deposition and they rescheduled it and he did it last week. So how did that go for him? How's this lawsuit going to go for him? I wish I could remember the name of the company. Somebody in chat maybe can remind me the name of the company.
This was one of his depositions. Did he do a Jean Carroll deposition last week too?
Yes.
I would be losing my mind if I had to every day. What deposition do I have to?
It's like you got your own appointment book just for depositions and lawsuits.
Good God. Every 2 days, somebody else is suing him.
Seriously, no wonder Tiffany had to move her guest to the Motel 6.
Hey, Autumn, see you in chat. Y'all check Autumn out. She's live at noon every day. Oh, and y'all keep your calendars clear for election night because we're talking about doing a live stream on election night. Maybe a fundraiser.
Yeah, Lori had internet issues. It's blinking in and out still.
Autumn says the CIA is going to be fascinated by Tiffany's guest list. So how's this lawsuit going to work for Trump? $9 million he was paid just to endorse this product.
Does this thing have something to do with health?
No, it was more like for a video conferencing thing, it looked like a extra large BlackBerry is what it looked like, but it never worked. So the people that paid thousands of dollars to be allowed to sell it, um, it never took off and they went bankrupt. Thank you, Joe. So it's all a big grift, just like Trump University, Trump Steaks, Trump this, Trump that, purely for entertainment purposes only. How is this going to go?
So I have the dog, the Clover, the birds. So there's your phone right there sitting central to the read. And then Fox and Garden. This is about phones or communication of some sort, right?
Right.
Okay, that's in the middle of the read. I get that a friendly opportunity to negotiate fraudulent offers. So how is this going to go? There might be some sort of a payout or negotiating some sort of like a reward, a settlement of some sort. Because this was all self-serving. With Clover and Fox, that's an opportunity to defraud. Could also be read as an opportunity for something to work. It's all around communications and phones with birds. So that's what I get, like some sort of a settlement or something. But they negotiate it first.
Yeah. What you get, Nona?
I have, he shows up in court, right? And this is the product. You said it's like the berries, okay, the blackberries, Judgment Day. Here he is spinning the verb. This is the same guy. He's spinning the verb. I get the hanged man and the moon. So he's going to sound like a lunatic. Everything that he says doesn't make any sense. So he deposes, either he pleads the fifth or the hanged one. That's kind of like shuts his mouth or does it pleads the fifth kind of thing, and then upside down. And the moon. Crazy, crazy, crazy.
Thank you, everybody in chat. It's ACN Opportunities LLC is the name of the company that he was working for. Paid $9 million by. What'd you get, Johnny?
I had to do it twice because I asked about health, because there's somebody in his family that may be having surgery coming up. So that's what was in that read. But I pulled again. I get the Five of Swords, Two of Swords, Page of Cups, Knight of Pentacles, and the Ace of Wands. There's a defeat around money or working for money here. Five of Swords, Knight of Pentacles. There's also a surprise decision where he thought maybe the decision was going to be a stalemate, and then there's a new action around that defeat. So he's either going to have to pay something out, or I'm just going to go with that. He's going to pay something out, but the other read was talking about his family.
Yeah, I get there's some sort of settlement here. With all the money, they're going to work out the details. The class action lawsuit is strong and will be successful here through the courts. But for Trump, it's like the tower and the moon, and death and the same old. It's like nostalgia. It's going to be like everything else. It went belly up because Trump touched it, and pay him back. Oh, let's see. SCOTUS refused to hear Trump's appeal on the documents case. So, the appeal was granted to DOJ through the appellate court in the 11th district, I think. And Trump tried to appeal it through SCOTUS, and they refused to hear the case. So why did SCOTUS refuse to hear it? Because that's Clarence Thomas's district, that 11th district. He's got to comply with all the document stuff. Those are my documents. I want them back.
Should have called J.G. Wentworth. Because enough with the stalling. Six of Wands and the world, the person center of attention. There's completion to it. What's done is done. It's like we're moving on to something else. We can't keep going in the loop. This is done. This is wrapped up. The Nine of Swords and the Page of Swords. There's also worry about the precedent that this possibly could set, or something that it could have a long-term effect upon. Because there's like the negativity here, and then there's the worry about that negativity there. The Knight of Pentacles and the King of Swords. So there's your Donald Trump, and then it's just time to move on. He's stalling, dragging his feet. They know this. But again, we have to get out of the loop, get out of the circle. What's done is done. Move on to the next thing.
Yep.
What'd you get, Una?
I pretty much got the same thing. If I got the sort of let it, like, move it on, keep it going, pushing the dogs, the wild dogs over, not concerned about that's an issue. That's not really, a concern. I always get this for him. Moving on, right?
It's a funny image.
Yeah, and
It's like the Flintstone
It's
ship.
like a Flintstone car.
The Flintstone ship. Like I'm paddling under the boat.
People that are just, in the water, he just steps on them, and in between that, the one of the centers is the Ascent of the Blessed. It's like it wouldn't go anywhere.
What'd you get, Becca?
There's a woman involved, actually possibly two, but I'm seeing one very clearly. That they're satisfied with the way that things have been resolved and how it was resolved wisely, perhaps through the appellate court of some sort, because there's a woman here that is very, very nervous. And then there's some sort of an offer or a reward and satisfaction around that person's career and reputation. Also, quite possibly an older man here as well. If I'm looking at the pips, but there's something going on here where there may have been reputational harm to one woman already, and they're trying to steer clear of that. So perhaps something to do with Amy Coney Barrett or whatever, and how the appellate court overturned her. Do you see what I'm saying? And the appellate court did something. Their ruling here was very satisfactory and well advised with the lilies there. So they didn't want to end up like this, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, I get, he's out of luck here. It's like Johnny said, no more delaying. It's over. There's definitely two women involved. And if they had taken an action and taken the case, they were out of options. It's like judgment would have been against Trump, and they were trying to protect his image somehow by not having him lose the case, because he was gonna lose it. There was no legal standing. So in a way, it's their way of sending him a friendly message, like there's nothing we can do. and avoid him having another case that he lost because he's a loser.
Mm-hmm.
Now his stalling tactics are starting not to work.
Yeah.
Like it seems like this little wagon is falling apart at the seams here.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a shortage of Adderall on the market.
Yes, there is.
How does that make Trump feel? How's he feeling about the Adderall shortage?
Why is there a shortage of Adderall? I did not know this.
There is a shortage of Adderall. People all across the country are complaining that need it. But, Trump likes to grind it and snort it. So allegedly, you too.
It might be, what? Sometimes these things, I know, like normal saline, there are drug manufacturing companies that make pills in Puerto Rico, Florida, Pakistan. Where else are we having flooding and hurricanes? So it might be because these areas can't manufacture these medications. God, of all things.
Either that or because there's a shortage, they can drive the price up, which is.
I get that his dealer is not very happy, and it's making him quite. Whoever this dealer is, if that's the doctor or whoever, very aggravated, moody, cloudy thinking, irritable, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. He's stealing it from his kids or his girlfriends or somebody. He's stealing it. I got the same thing though. I got the moodiness. I got the Queen of Swords here. Okay. All pissed off. Hangman. So again, this is going to show up. I think this is his card for the night. Yeah. He's screwed. Page of Swords, all, saying a little bit too much before you're ready to, and then just steal it from your kids. See? Steal it right underneath their pillow.
It's funny because I get that too. What are you getting, Johnny?
I don't get him so much. I get there's a man and he's worried and out of balance. Maybe that's the dealer. But there's a man here. He's worried and out of balance because of the numbers have decreased within a organization. So the pharmaceutical, and then they're conserving what they do have for people who need it, conserving what they do have. And he is very, very worried about that. But he is tied to the Donald some way, somehow. So
you mean to tell me that Jared Kushner didn't hoard all the Adderall and say this is my supply for his dad?
Or Don Jr.?
Well, I mean, Don could have, but donut shop. So
yeah, he's been doing like crazy videos on Twitter, Don Jr., where his hands are all hyper and his eyes are all red and he's just ranting. I get he's blocked from getting it, on the market, so to speak, or dealer or whoever. So his balance is screwed. I do get he's stealing from one of his kids in the family. So I would bet Don Jr. Hey, I'm coming over to visit. Let me go check out your medicine chest.
Right. Yeah.
But I get, he's still finding ways to party. But he's about to be out of luck. He's going to have to change to some other drug of choice.
It's bad when your father's coming over and you got to lock the bathroom.
Right?
Empty the medicine cabinet. Hide it in the.
I would lock my whole back because I don't want you in there flushing documents. I don't want you in there eating my pills, drinking my mouthwash.
Right.
Just scout the whole bathroom. There's a thing in the back. It's a hole in the ground. Go in there or something.
Mm-hmm.
We always he would throw his own kids under the bus, so that includes if he comes to visit.
Yeah.
You leaving trails behind? No, thank you, sir.
It's like follow him to the bathroom, see what he's doing in there. Are you done? Are you done? Because he wears diapers, so he doesn't really need to go to the bathroom.
You don't need to go to my bathroom. Why are you sniffing and your nose bleeding? What's wrong? What are you doing?
Right. Steve Bannon only got sentenced to 4 months for contempt of Congress, but the judge let him stay out of jail while it's on appeal, which is crazy because he hasn't even filed an appeal yet, right? Like everybody else would have been carted off to jail. So why did the judge do this? Because normally, the appeals happen after the conviction and the sentencing.
This is just I can't stand this. That's such bullshit.
It's completely. Everybody else would have been walked out of there in handcuffs and taken straight to jail.
Come on. And then he's going to say something like, he wants to hurt himself, so he'll be on medical. He won't even go into jail. Right?
Claim he got COVID or something.
Yeah. he's at risk. Steve, come on.
Does he have a financial case coming up too?
Yeah, for his build the wall fraud.
Because there's a financial thing that he might need to appear for. I don't know if that has anything to do with this specifically, but this is what's popping up. There's a financial case to appear for that's causing worry and loss, not possible loss. This is loss. So there's going to cause a lot of worry about loss, I should say. But it's in the future. 2 of wands, it's in the future. And then there's some plans and some people involved of skill and talent, like lawyers or investigators or forensics or something of that nature. This is not necessarily just lawyers. It's people who do something specific, like forensics, looking through documents, looking through files, looking for something. So there's something about a financial case. That's what pops up for me anyway.
What you
You
get,
wanna
Nona?
You want to know what I got? Look what I got. He's blowing smoke up your ass right now. He's stalling, right? You see them playing the music there, blowing the horn up your ass, stalling for time. Like you said, whoever they're trying to get more evidence or trying to find the spin, do something to stall. In the end, he's completely eviscerated. Look, he's eviscerated. Yeah. So it's just a thing that kind of stall time, but
Yeah, thank you, Margaret. What'd you get, Becca?
I'm getting that from Sun, Letter, Child, Clouds, and Coffin. This is a petty problem. He's going to help him put an end to it. It's almost like he's sympathetic. Oh, it's not a big deal. It's just Congress. You know what I mean? Like something like that. Even though his innocence is questionable and not a good person, but it's almost like the judge doesn't see it that way. It's not a big deal. Do you see? Like almost sympathetic to, you know?
Yeah. I get the same thing. It's like he's sending a message to put an end to this. The judge is not balanced and leaning towards him, and he's been watching what's going on, and he wanted to make it all better. So celebrating on that. But it doesn't matter because I get Bannon is going away anyway. He's going to lose his other case where he was bullying people for the wall. And grifting money out of that. So he's going to end up locked up for something. Rudy Giuliani has a court case because they took his law license away. And he's going to represent himself as a lawyer, even though he doesn't have a law license anymore. How's that going to work for him?
That should be interesting. Are they going to live stream that? Is that going to be open?
I hope to God they do, because Brokeass rated Rudy Tooty, Four Seasons Adult Bookstore Crematorium Giuliani. Drunk probably all through court. It's going to be...
Is he trying to reinstate his license? Is that
yeah, he's trying to get his license back, but he's representing himself. Which I find interesting that they would let him represent himself. But I guess you can, even if you're not a lawyer, you can represent yourself. So
Sure.
Citizen Rudy is representing himself, not lawyer Rudy.
Sure, why not? Let's see how that works out for you, Rudy.
You gonna get your license back, Rudy? How are you gonna be in court tooting up a storm?
Do a whole spread on that one, shall I?
He did finally pay his wife up some of the money he owed her, so he kept out of jail for that.
He found it somewhere.
He found some money somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Probably selling Trump Adderall. Allegedly, YouTube.
Sell some of that runoff to Shell and Chevron while you're I mean,
What's he going? What is this for again? For his law license?
His law license, to try to get his law license back.
Okay, so Queen of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, law license, America. There's the Knight of Cups and the Page of Swords. This is a very bad idea. I don't think this is going to last either. So he has some options, mind you, Tarot. This is not your life. This does not tell you what's to do. It tells you what you can do. Some things are unavoidable, but not this one. This is a choice. So you can continue this path and represent yourself, or you can know your limitations and get you a lawyer. So this is cute at first that you're going to go in with guns blazing and think you're going to have a good go at this. But I would recommend, if I were reading for you, to not. But that's up to you. There's something here, deep-seated information, that is going to cause you a lot of problems. I don't know what the prosecution is bringing against you, but they are in the better spot than you are. Like this is probably why you need to get away from this and stop trying to represent yourself, because this is cute for the image, but it's bad for the legality of it all. But the prosecution is bringing something, some sort of deep-seated information that is very harmful to you, that is going to cause you to be on the defensive. Word of warning, Ace of Wands, there's a new action around lies and gossip manipulation as well. I don't know if it's a tweet, if it is a text message, if it's a something of that nature, but there's some conversation that is going very bad. Mind you, that's what's getting all of y'all in trouble, is talking. So it's not going to be good. In the word of solace, God answers all prayers. Sometimes the answer is no. This is going to cause a lot of pain, a lot of torment, but this is self-inflicted if you ask me, because again, don't do this. Don't represent yourself. It's cute for the image because you're going to be Captain America, but it's going to be very bad in the court because you're not very good at this. So, and then it ends in the Emperor. Someone has power over you since you lost all of it. And so either you're going to submit to your fate or you're going to get a lawyer to help you get out of this. So we'll see.
What you getting, Becca?
His wise achievement is delayed. He's going to perform like the village idiot. Because it ends with garden and child.
Yeah.
So it's the public society, and then there's someone that's very naive. And it says here he's not wise. Wise, there's your achievement, and then there's the delay. So he's going to represent himself as the village idiot.
Yeah.
So
I got the Knight of Cups too. That and the Moon before that. So yeah, there he's like submerged himself. Not a good idea. It's like he's a joke. Like this guy, the Emperor's like watching this happen. Right?
Yeah.
He thinks he has enough, but no. So the Knight of Cups, yeah, it's an immature response, right?
Yep.
All three times.
I get, his image is, this is going to be a legacy case on the bottom here. His image is screwed because of past actions. His challenge is to have money for a lawyer because it all went to his family, his wife. He doesn't have the money to pay a lawyer now, and there are lies that are just going to bury him. He's done. I think we're going to see him changing and switching gears a lot in this case, like pleading this and pleading that and changing his story as he goes along. I get he's going to be drunk in court. And that emperor, that judge or somebody is going to burden the crap out of him. There's going to be some new case that ends up putting him away making license plates. So
Probably the January 6th thing.
And he won't be able to represent himself in that because, he doesn't have a license. So
And Trump never paid him, right? He was trying to get Trump to pay him, and Trump just like dumped him, like didn't pay all the stuff that he owes him for. All the trips he took to, where was it? Was it the Ukraine? When he was doing all that?
Trump never pays anybody. So
Well, can I ask a follow-up question then?
yes.
This insurance that Rudy said he had for Donald Trump, if he didn't pay him, are we going to see anything about that coming up soon then?
Is he ever going to pull out his insurance?
He said it was a joke, but
There was a little shade in that joke. Is Rudy going to cash in his insurance on Trump?
It's too late for this now. I mean, that insurance card must have expired. Yes,
because what are you going to do to him at this point? But we'll see.
yes, he's gonna Ace of Swords.
My tower fell out.
He might just turn a dime on Donald.
There's a yes. He's got information. Use it in the courts. Details about money that will trap Trump. So, yeah, he's going to pull it out. He's waiting for the right time. He's waiting for just the right time when he needs it to defend himself. Surprise,
I kind of get the same thing. It's something around marketing, his reputation. So perhaps how he markets himself and public resources, which we already know he's in a buttload of trouble in New York. And Letitia transferred the stuff over to the IRS, correct? Because this is huge public resources, as well as financing for an organization or a network of some sort. But yeah.
I got the legacy card on the bottom again. So it's like karma. It's what's coming back to you.
I get image and greed, first two things. The Knight of Cups and the Nine of Cups. And then there is something here with the 10 of Pentacles and the 3 of Swords about company money and then separation thereof. So maybe stealing from a company, and it's not necessarily even just Trump, or this could go all the way back, because I mean, mind you, they're both New Yorkers, so this can go back to even Trump University, how some of that started. So it's a whole lot when it comes to stealing money from big institutions or companies, or like you both said, public resources, so taxes. Page of Wands, 3 of Cups, 8 of Wands. This is also a lot of partying, possibly grain of salt, hashtag grain of salt. This might have something to do with Miss Teen USA as well, because this is a party about image or pretty people that are young. So 3 of Cups party, Knight of Cups image party, and then young people. So something possibly.
Either that or he's got the PP tapes.
Because he used to like to walk around backstage when they were getting dressed as the rumors. And what's the burden in the word of warning is the 10 of Wands, and then you got the Ace of Cups, how it ends. So yes, this is about to come out, but will it cause him much damage? We'll see. But the 8 of Wands, yes, he's about to talk pretty soon, actually, I think. Why? I don't know. Can we ask why?
Let's ask why. Like
why would he say anything now?
What gets him talking? Because he's going to have lawsuits over the election frauds and 62 cases they lost.
Because he already didn't pay you. So only thing I could see that you would tell on him now is if he's starting to tell on you, or to leave you high and dry like Michael Cohen.
Look, he was in the Willard Hotel January 5th in that meeting and stuff, and in contact with Trump over January 6th. So the law is not done with Rudy. And he's dragged into the Georgia thing too. Didn't he have to testify to them?
Yeah, he did.
So what gets Rudy talking? Roro, you keep creeping back over this way, sweetie. I keep moving you back. I got the surprise card on the bottom. Yeah.
Mhm. I get the 7 of Wands and the 2 of Pentacles. There's defending here, 7 of Wands. The 2 of Pentacles means something new is added to him that's causing some balance issues. So I always say with the 2 of Pentacles tarot lesson, the Ace of Pentacles is your opportunity. This is something new. The Ace of Pentacles, aces are always some beginnings to something. The 2 of Pentacles means now you have 2 things to now juggle because somebody just gave you an Ace of Pentacles. So now you have 2. And so he's got something new coming into his life that he has to now defend against, the 5 of Swords and the 4 of Swords. I think that either Donald Trump is going to leave him high and dry or that he blaming him for something. But he now maybe is on the revenge kick with the 2 of Swords, 8 of Cups, and King of Pentacles because he's now been abandoned. Just like Michael Cole, just like everybody. So I think it's an emotional response with the Ace of Cups. I think it's an emotional response to what is going on.
What you get, Nona?
They got him when he was drunk. They got him. They were able to, magician here, 3 of Pentacles and 7 of Cups. So they were able to get some information from him because he was inconsistent because look at all the wine he drank. Look at all the wine. His story's inconsistent and they're able to put him in the trick bag. That's because he was drinking too much. So something happened when he was drunk.
Get him drunk and get him talking. I get he's going to backstab Trump over something that he colluded with them on when the tower hits the fan in the courts to try to hang on to his own ass. He's going to be presenting something. And I think it has to do with his charging in and trying to move votes and everything. I think it's over trying to shift votes and trying to shift the electoral college votes too. It's something to do with votes that he's going to do something sneaky and bring it up. And he will do it in a very effective way when he does it. When he comes on Trump. It's to save his own butt. Well, speaking of trying to save their butts, Lindsey Graham has now pushed his appeal up to SCOTUS so that he doesn't have to testify to the Georgia grand jury because the appellate court said, yes, you do. So how's that going to go for Lindsey in SCOTUS? All these guys, like if you didn't have anything to hide, just go down there and testify.
I mean,
Exactly.
It's just a few questions they want to ask you. Just go down there and do your duty.
Please. You know what? If I ask you to do a drug screen and you wait a month, I don't need to have a drug screen on you.
You've been drinking a lot of water. What's going on there, buddy?
Right? Like, come on, man. It's just insulting. Like, really.
How's that going to go? Not the only thing, but the main thing that bothers me is nobody else can get away with this type of stuff.
No.
It's always them. The normal commoners, not even talking about just brown and black people, but normal people can't get away with this.
No. My butt would be dragged to court and told to testify.
Oh my God, my car's already booted. Just thinking about it. I think he's being advised to do this.
That's right. No one is above the law is a load of poo poo. It's true. These guys, thank you, Carol.
They help make them.
Councils.
3 of Cups, Queen of Coins.
Is that Queen Lindsay?
He wish. He can't be a Queen of Pentacles. She's too put together. The 4 of Pentacles, 9 of Wands, Knight of Wands, 5 of Swords, 2 of Cups. I think that he gets some leniency from some, but not enough. And he still has to go testify. And so some of them are sympathetic to his cause, but not enough to where he can just get out scot-free. I think he's still bound by this. He ain't got no choice.
Yeah. Trying to get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's trying to get out of it.
Thank you, Super Truthful.
Mm-hmm. I get that he's bound in between people giving him advice. In between the King of Cups, there he is in the middle, the Magician, and the Queen of Swords. So being told to watch, the direction, there's words, right? And this is what the bottom of the deck is, the 10 of Swords. So really, no matter how he tries to figure out how to get out of it, surrender. Just surrender.
Yeah. He's got something he's trying to hold really close to his chest here. Fanny just wants to ask you a few questions, Lindsay. That's it. So, he's rushing off to the Supreme Court thinking he can delay this a while over the votes, and he's out of luck. He's just out of luck. He has no defense of this. He's trying to cover something up for Trump, but karma's about to bite him in the butt. The ruling is actually going to be a problem for him because we're going to learn more from it. So he's going to have to share and give up what he knows, but the courts are going to bully him, and he's trapped and stuck. And he's probably going to be drinking a lot of his mint juleps, as Johnny likes to say.
So was this on Lindsey Graham? I'm sorry, I had you guys. So he's going to the Supreme Court right now, is he not?
Yes, that's what we were reading on. How will the decision go with the Supreme Court to try to get out of testifying to Georgia? Not good. There's a group now called WILL, W-I-L-L, that is trying to block Biden's student loan forgiveness program, which was going into effect this week. People were, starting to apply for it and everything. WILL is trying to block it. There's several Republican governors that are saying, "Oh, it's going to hurt our state and it'll hurt our taxes and all this stuff," which is all crock of crap. The judge put Biden's student loan forgiveness on hold until they decide. How is this going to go for the student loan forgiveness program?
Republicans are not bad people, theoretically. I know some very wonderful Republicans, actually. They have done a lot for me throughout the years, too. And here's my problem, though. When it comes to Republican politicians, because they're voted on by Republican voters or everyday people, why is it everything you do has to be against people? That's what you want to cut Social Security and entitlement programs, even though you're the biggest entitlement people on earth. Why does everything you do have to hurt a person? Just a person trying to get by, mind you. You can't do anything without an education, but you can't afford one either. So I don't understand that mentality of why everything you do has to hurt people, and then I'm going to vote for you anyway because I currently don't need it, but I don't have the foresight to say I might one day. Because crap happens, life happens, and everybody is $100,000 medical bill away from bankruptcy. So then what are you going to do when you need food stamps and you need TANF and you need this and you
Right.
need that? And God forbid a storm knocks your house down. Then what do you do? So it's.
I love Biden calling out all the Congress people that had debt forgiveness on the PPP loans. One guy was like $2.3 million, 2.3 million. And he's like, and they don't want to do, student loan forgiveness. And then you got like Marco Rubio, who always voted against hurricane relief for other states, but now he's out there reaching his hand out, help my people.
I saw little clips of the debate with Marco Rubio and Val Demings, and she mopped the floor with him.
Good.
He was like, "Get it, girl, get it," like calling him out on all this stuff about women's reproductive rights and hurricane relief and everything. I thought it was brilliant. I was like, more of that, please, more of that.
It's just if only y'all's Republican women could debate that well, you'd be in a better place. You get anybody to debate a Democratic woman, it goes bad every time. They come prepared. Katie Porter School of Debate.
You gotta know $10,000 is not a lot of money for a student loan when, I don't know, like when I went to college, it cost like $4,000 a year. So my student loan was like, the whole loan was like 10 G's, right? Like that's all I really owed at the end. But nowadays, that's nothing. That's just taking the edge off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
$80,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My niece is 50. She's still in school.
Yeah. And it's not for everybody. It's for people making less than $70,000 a year. Isn't it? The way that executive order is written?
Yeah.
So it's not like everybody's going to get, only the people that could use financial help.
But that's another thing too that I have a problem with too is like the 1% is people making $400,000 and up. $400,000 is not rich in certain places in this country. $400,000 will get you 9 houses and 10 cattle in Oklahoma, but it'll get you an apartment this big in Manhattan. So it's like, that's not rich. And then $70,000. What about the people making 75? What about the people making 81? That's still not rich. Nope. That's people who are still struggling, possible paycheck to paycheck, because their student loan debt is higher than their yearly salary. Anyway,
what you getting, Johnny?
There's a committee that has nothing but evil intent, or some sort of group, the 3 of Cups and the Devil. So that would be your people who don't want this, but there's some sort of court here that is going to put some sort of bandage that looks good in the public upon this. The Empress, the King of Pentacles, Judgment, 8 of Coins. I think it will happen. It will go through the student loan forgiveness program, but there's still going to be a lot of criticism about it, but at least it will go through.
Yeah. What you getting, Ona?
Going back to court. It's going back to court. There's the forgiveness, and here's our interference. The queen, the high priestess, and the emperor are court, right, and judgment. So I don't know if they're going to tweak it or do whatever. The loan companies are just flipping out right now, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Fannie Mae and all the rest.
Well, it's not like they're going to get hung out to dry. It's just the federal government's going to pay it all. So they're still going to get paid.
Trust me, they'll increase the rates. They'll get back their money. I know.
I get that the payments for the people go out. So I don't think that they'll be able to overturn his executive order. And by the way, I thought I heard someone, was it Lawrence Tribe? A constitutional lawyer or something like that was like, you can't, this is an executive order. There's no legal standing to take it to court and undo an executive order. Like,
yeah,
I get that there's payments that go, like, the payments will be fine.
Yeah, I get these smug people that, that are doing this that aren't happy about it. They're just trying to fight Biden on any leg, and there's too much support for this. So I get, it's going to go through the courts just fine for the student loan debt. It's just a delay tactic. I do get the details, go through, but they'll probably try to come up with another action to take. So to Una's point, somebody else may try to take it to court to try to stop it. So I do see like something else hitting it.
School should be free, by the way.
Yeah, talking
Like,
about the 1%, we've got 1% of the country that own, 99% of the wealth in this country. Will we ever see that balance out and get a larger spread of our wealth in this country? Will we ever see the 1% not own everybody else? And my tarot cat's back.
they were saying in the chat too that student loan forgiveness is only on federal student loans, not private student loans. So
Wouldn't be so bad if they lowered the interest rates on the damn things. That you wouldn't get that compounded interest that makes you spend more on your education than you would a house.
yeah.
I'm going to say no. We're not going to see a larger swing to the, because I get the Six of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. So it'll still be sort of the people at the top. It'll be small digits that have a lot of the wealth still. I think the only real dynamic that changes is the male to female ratio. And that part is going to change, but there's wealth is it belongs in certain places according to the way the schemes work up there, and so they're going to try to keep it that way. But I do believe the ratio of male to female will change.
What you get, Nona?
I get not until there is a woman in charge. Not until there's a woman in charge. We have the hangman again and the Knight of Swords. So it's suspended and it's cut off. And then the Seven of Swords. There's always going to be someone that takes advantage of that moment. A big opportunist, somebody who's going to make more money. Strength, okay, and then the woman in charge. Hang in there, she's coming with an idea, something new. I know that eventually this, as things move on and we're in the age of Aquarius, all that stuff, things will move in a more collective way, but it will probably be like more community, smaller group kind of thing, supporting each other, but not in a global way like socialized medicine or that kind of thing.
Yeah. What you getting, Becca?
I get yes, but it's going to take a very long time. It needs to come from the many that are grounded and rooted, and then gifts here. These two here would be like business rewards, financial rewards, the abundance of many, the flourishing of many. But it takes a very long time, years and years and years and years and years. To Ona's point as well, as it could become, it could start also with funds for health that is gifted. So perhaps Medicare, stuff for seniors, funding for anything health related, whether it's mental health, emotional health, physical health. But it's going to take a very long time to get there. Trees don't grow overnight. So yes, but
I wonder if like our small business gets a lot better in the future too.
yeah, because this would be like, this is the card of entrepreneurs. So business growth is rewarded. So small businesses perhaps as well, investments in those long term here with the tree.
Because that's what builds our new crop of millionaires.
Yep.
I get the things that Biden has been talking about, his inspiration, that he will make some inroads on and bring some change. But it's going to be small. And I get somehow he gets more money to the workers. So if that's raising the taxes on corporations or something, there's some way he's going to get more money into the workers' hands. But
maybe more unions, like Starbucks is firing up unions and Amazon, and
I think it's through the corporate taxes, because like everything that Biden wants to do, the corporations aren't going to have it, but he's somehow going to burden them. So I think he's going to get more taxes on corporations eventually. The other thing I'm picking up on is trying to break up some of the monopolies and stuff we've got going on. So we may start to see more action, like what Elizabeth Warren talks about. Like there's too many big companies that have a monopoly. Mm-hmm. So there is hope, but it's going to be a long haul. It's going to take a lot of work.
It's like all these antitrust laws that nobody does anything about, and not just, like energy. That's a huge monopoly, energy. Also, now we're starting to see healthcare becoming a huge monopoly.
Oh my God.
Pharmaceuticals everything's becoming and there's antitrust laws, but they are not enforced at all. So,
speaking of fairness, under Reagan, they did away with the fairness doctrine, which is where news had to be truthful. So therefore, when Fox started up, they could be entertainment. Will we see a reinstatement of some sort of fairness doctrine? Because that would stop the people like Alex Jones and Fox News and One America and all the crap propagandists. Will we ever see some sort of fairness doctrine return to hold people accountable for being honest?
Well, if Elon Musk gets his hands on Twitter, probably not, right?
Yeah. I just heard Elon's not getting Twitter.
I hope not.
I think it's all a ploy. He's just messing with their stock again.
I get there's going to be small contracts with certain companies, right? Like Facebook has their own algorithm for whatever mess they run into. YouTube has their own. So you have to sort of pick and choose. But there's the fairness doctrine. Like, you can't tell what's real and what isn't anymore, pretty much, right? I mean, suggestion, Knight of Wands, contract with, a small contract, not like with everybody, and victory. So pick it. You've got to do your own fact checking, I guess. Maybe it's still going to be, you can doctor up anything,
What you getting, Johnny?
I get no, because there's something in place. Seven of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, like it's already there, it's already reliable. I guess it's not being enforced, but there's something there to, I guess, keep the populace informed of what's news and what's not. But that's not something that's being enforced, because then they just shout free speech and then people stop pursuing corrected speech. It's like, but you're not actually telling the truth and you're whipping people up into a frenzy on purpose, but it's still that person's right to watch it and not watch it. So I get the Nine of Wands pressure, Five of Wands fighting. So that's how it starts. And then there's the justice, the legality of it all. And then there's the change with the death card. And then there's the Five of Cups and the sorrow, regret, and the loss. Something is still behind, though, but you don't really get the results that you wished for. So, Four of Swords, we just kind of sit and wait and see what happens, which is usually nothing. And then the Page of Cups, there's still the option of the type of entertainment or art you want to take in. So it's up to you. You do what you want to do. Free country. Do what you want to.
What you getting, Becca?
I get that there needs to be guidance and changes in contracts. However you want to interpret contracts, whether it's social contracts, corporate contracts, contracts with the employees, like the people that are actually anchoring the shows, like the Tucker Carlsons and the mass misinformers. But there needs to be some sort of guidance for the changes in the contract. So, and then I pulled a few more, and this is where I was saying social, because this is like the community, society, and who they trust and where they put their money in, as well as advertisers. Do you see what I'm saying? So it can happen. There just needs to be guidance, and many in society as well pushing for it. So I don't know if that would be some sort of grassroots effort to mass boycotts of certain, not that that really helps, but sometimes it does, certain companies that are rewarding other companies with bad behavior. Do you see, for bad behavior? Do you see what I'm saying? So same as that.
I'm getting, it's going to be the punishment of the leaders of these companies, like surprising them and burdening them through the courts, putting them in defense mode, burdening them monetarily. So to bring this to an end, I don't get it'll be laws, but I'm getting like class action lawsuits and trapping them over the garbage that they're putting out. So like the Dominion voting machines and stuff, those kind of lawsuits, hit them in the pocket and you will start to see, the change, the plans for changing. Because right now they're just reaping it in.
So here's Jenny, Dominion is suing Fox News, or are they suing Fox News as an entity and also suing individuals like Tucker Carlson and all those people, or am I?
I think they were also suing some other people like Rudy and what's the Kraken lady's name?
Yeah,
I think they were just suing Fox News, and those in particular hosts had to testify, or they were deposed, I should say.
Okay. But since that lawsuit was brought up and it's still ongoing, has Fox News tempered their messaging, or are they still gung ho?
You can say, I think at this point, the election, they believe the election to be stolen. You just can't say Dominion had a hand in it.
So they still work around a loophole to continue to misinform.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
So it's just like, I wonder how many, like Jenny was saying, I wonder how many lawsuits they're going to have to get to finally realize.
Money talks.
Yeah.
It's like you keep losing it, you're going to say something different.
Yeah. Eventually, they're going to be like, well, is poisoning the well really worth it when we're losing billions a year? Because we keep, you know.
So
Okay.
the Ways and Means Committee is investigating what Trump charged Secret Service while he was president, because there were millions of dollars, like outrageous nightly rates that he charged Secret Service, and wasted millions of taxpayer dollars when his regular rate, if you checked into his hotels, was much lower. So like charging $1,000 a night instead of $275, that kind of craziness. Price gouging. So I want to know, will there be any consequences, or would there be any limits or anything put on future presidents? Will Trump have any consequences for price gouging?
But Jenny, they have the emoluments clause.
They're supposed to be fixed.
Will they strengthen? Yeah,
Republicans having the House and the Senate, they just turned a blind eye and let him do whatever he wanted. You know?
So strengthening the law so that it doesn't happen again. I mean, I doubt seriously they would go after Trump for it, but
because the first thing they wanted to do was get rid of the ethics committee when they
But it's like, what good is strengthening the law when the problem isn't the law, it's the people that are maintaining power.
Right.
Them.
Ignoring the emoluments clause. Well, you got a senator that won't go testify to a grand jury that's been subpoenaed. They just blow it off.
But
remember,
go ahead.
You get a yes?
You get a yes? Go ahead, Johnny. I'm going to mute.
I get a yes, though, because I think the problem is, because I get the Hierophant, there's your government, then I get the Ace of Wands, a new action is taken. The Nine of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles is my America card because of the precedent. The Nine of Swords, this is the worry, this is the stress, the anxiety. I think Donald Trump taught our government a lesson of what could happen if you just let it happen. And then the Knight of Pentacles and the Three of Wands, something is fast approaching. The Knight of Pentacles, there is something that you need to enforce, something that needs to sort of be a standard, because the Knight of Pentacles does things methodically. They don't do things by accident. They don't do things by happenstance. They do things on purpose. So I think that if you get another administration that refuses to divest, then I think something serious needs to happen, and then that's where this pops into play. Now, prove it to me, is all I gotta say. But that's what the read says anyway.
What you get, Nona?
It's not isolated. This has been going down from times. If they've always been doing stuff like this. Here he is. There he is. Right? Showing up at the first card there. Ascent of the Blessed. He gets to charge whatever he wants for people to come into his space there. And right. And I do get like that they're probably going to get in trouble because they're on thin ice. But it's just, there's just a lot of talk. That's like the bottom card. That's like the birds all going through the building there. It's not really going to change anything. They might watch that, but I think the government like pays you $200 a night for a stay, and you really can't stay anywhere for $200 a night. So this has just always been going on, and it's always going to happen. It's not unusual for him to do this. It's just going to be talk. I don't think anything's going to happen.
What you getting, Becca?
I just get that it just committees. More committees. I got dog, sun, ship, lilies, and garden committees. Perhaps a dog is representing Secret Service, also not just here, but abroad. Friendly people visiting large areas, visiting rallies, visiting parks, but abroad, because the ship is sitting in the center of the reed. with the lilies there, that might say perhaps some sort of I wouldn't say the manager because that's more like the bear, but like guidelines of some sort for these things. But I get committees, just more and more and more and more and more committees. So is he going to have to pay it back? Probably not. Is anything going to happen to Trump? Probably not. Like,
Because it would also be nice if our own senators and congressmen weren't constantly doing stock trades and stuff too.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, they have that bill right now, Johnny, and they've been fighting it tooth and nail. It's like, what do you mean? We get paid 6 figures a year and we want to be able to gamble on the side with insider information in the stock market.
Yeah.
And by the way, we get to vote ourselves raises every few years.
Yeah.
With your money.
With our money, yeah. But you can't.
But don't you get a student loan break? You know, yeah, all the partying and making the coffers a little bit bare. This is going to be a big fight because these guys are bullies. That winning at all cost mentality. I do get like legally they're waiting to have people on both sides of the aisle or to have a majority at least. So it's like they can't do anything right now. They're at a little bit of a loss and can't do anything right now about the greed. But I do get long term, they are going to be successful at getting the details down and getting some strengthening the laws around it a little.
I wonder when they're going, if ever, they will come out with a figure of how much this last administration just
Cost
cost us, like just a smash and grab operation, not just for him and his immediate family, but everybody else that he put in there.
Yeah,
it was a smash and grab operation. It's like giving the thief the keys to the ATM machine.
Yeah.
Here you go. Take it all.
Here's the pin.
Yeah. We'll look over here while we're installing judges and giving tax breaks. We just won't do anything. Like, I want to know if they'll ever come out with a figure that says this is how much was lost under Trump.
I'm going to pull a card, just one card. Are we ever going to get a number on what the Trump administration cost?
Yes, the U.S.
So I'm thinking COVID because I'm sick right now, right? I'm like, it's a lot. It's a big number. I don't know if we have enough cards here.
You need 78 cards plus another 50 back. I just can't.
I get the strength card. This is the as you sow, so shall you reap.
Yeah. So eat that, fiscally conservatives. There's nothing fiscally conservative about these people at all.
Yeah.
Nope. You're getting we'll never find out how much he costs.
No, I was saying they're never fiscally responsible. I get darkness and doom approaching with the Oracle card. Then I get the Emperor who didn't want to show his face, but I'm gonna show it anyway. This is one of the reasons why the Emperor in my deck for me is never a good card. It's like back there, all of the resources that you need to live on, all the wheat and all of that. When you are trying to invade a country, that's what you go for first, is the stuff they need.
Yeah, Taurus.
And this is why it is never a good card for me, because the Emperor got his position because he destroyed the world and then took it over when there was nobody to stand against him. So will we get a figure? Yes. The Three of Wands, something approaches. I think it's not a thing to where it's like an investigation or something like that. It's more of a curious person to say, okay, I think between this, and this, it was a good maybe $168 billion type thing. So I think because presidential historians probably keep track of that type of thing too. So yeah, I think we'll get a figure.
I mean, how much did he steal just for the wall that was never built? $100 was that?
Right. Oh my God.
I get it's a matter of time before all the corruption comes out. It'll be talked about. Yeah, I get both communication cards, so that tells me more books, more media, more stuff. Like it will come out. All the destruction that they did, and yeah, I think we will eventually hear some numbers. might not be the whole story, but we're going to get some ballpark ideas.
Yeah, somebody's going to figure it out. Some 8th grader that loves math is gonna punch the numbers and put it in,
and that's just the stuff we know about that's been reported. Imagine all the stuff we don't know about that was never reported. And I saw Peggy in the hi mom. Peggy in the chat was saying Katie Porter will figure it out. I was like, yes,
on her whiteboard.
Yes, ma'am, she will. Yep. She will.
Thank you, Maureen. Well, we got to talk about the UK for a second because Liz Truss resigned, the Prime Minister, 45 days. Interesting. We had a bad 45. She had a bad 45. So 45 days. I want to know, there's speculation that Boris Johnson might come back.
Boris Johnson, Trillium Terrell said he just pulled out.
He just pulled out.
Good, because
I don't see him coming back.
He needed to 3-4 kids ago, but whatever.
I have 2 questions about it because they're gonna vote on somebody this week. I want to know because they can push for a special election, which means the Labour Party can take power away from the Tory Party and get the Prime Minister position back. Will the country be successful at pushing for a special election?
Okay. Man, ever since that heat wave in the summer, they have just been spinning out of control in the UK.
Well, she gave tax breaks to the wealthy, so that didn't work well because their economy went in the hell in a handbasket really quick. Will they force a special election?
No. There's something new with the Empress being birthed here. It is fast approaching. There's a judgment coming on it.
Yep.
Something legal. Someone is isolated and thrown out as well. I don't know who that is, but they're isolated, or maybe that's just the reason all of this is happening. But this is not resignation. Someone is thrown out. I don't know what that means, but something is fast approaching. I don't know if it's a special election or just this is all going to be over soon, but there's something fast approaching. 3 of Wands. You got maybe a month or so left. A judgment is being placed upon it, though. And it will be new. Something new being birthed and brought forth into the world. Wish we can get rid of our people that easily, Jesus.
Right? Yeah.
Well, we could have if
I guess we can if they resign.
For impeachment, but we could have. What'd you get, Ona?
I got for a special thing. The first one was that there was right away, but the same thing. I get the Temperance card. Just hang in there. The King of Pentacles. I think it's going to happen very quickly, and it is a male figure that is going to be the Prime Minister. She's out. She is even, we're not even going to remember this little timeline that she's in here. There's somebody new, they're whipping him in right away.
Yeah, I get a new mail this very, very quickly, which they're supposed to vote this week very quickly. So there'll be a delay on a special election because they'll be satisfied they get somebody else in. And whoever it is brings a little bit of hope with them. So I get we're out they're out in the cold from a special election. So whoever it is hangs on for a little while, more than 45 days.
Who?
What'd you get, Becca?
Yeah.
A special election, I don't get a special election. I get a trustworthy or a friendly woman and then some sort of a man here. This is the final card, so it's like a man. I don't get a yes on a special election. I don't get a no on a special election. It's just saying a man. So I don't know how that works in Parliament, but
Seems like though whatever's happening is about to end pretty soon.
Well, yeah, the Tory party is who pushed for Brexit. And
so the Tories are the equivalent of the Republicans here, right?
yes, yes, the Conservative Party. So will they ever decide to join the European Union again? Because ever since they started with Brexit, their economy has been more shaky. Will they ever join the European Union again in the UK?
That's what Putin wanted. Destabilization of all the big powers. That way I can do what I want to.
Yeah.
Give you Trump, give you Brexit, and then I'll go and do what I want in between. Unless you think Nigel Farage was really on your side.
Oh my God. That dirtbag met with Trump the day after he was elected.
Little gremlin. I get yes. There's a lot of pressure though, so this may not happen immediately. The 9 of Wands is something you have to build over time. Not to say that we're not almost there. So say 9 Wands, maybe we got 6 down already, but we still got a ways to go. The 9 of Cups and the 6 of Cups. 6 of Cups is nostalgia, so something returning. This is something that will be desired though, so it will be much needed when it does happen. United Europe is better for everyone. Queen of Cups, Page of Cups, and the Lovers. So I think so, yes, but we shall see.
Yeah. Yeah.
You get a yes?
I got, and you know what? The King of Coins came up and the King of Pentacles. So it might be the Prime Minister that actually initiates this victory. And maybe in the spring or summer. Chariot is a Cancer card, so the summertime maybe. But within a short time. Yeah.
Yeah. What you getting, Becca?
I get a yes. Access to a new community, to a small community, a network. Yeah. And I just pulled 2 to clarify. So yeah.
Yep. I get a yes too. I get returning to their sources of income and changing and collaborating together again. I get a yes too, and trying to stabilize, secure their financial position. So it's interesting. It's like it feels like it's rather quick, you know.
Yeah.
Interesting. The post office with DeJoy still in there. Will they delay any ballots this year during our election cycle? Are they going to play any games like they did in the past?
Post office himself?
The postal system in general. Like, will there be any games played where votes are lost or anything?
I don't know. I have my ballot filled out. It's on the kitchen counter. I don't know.
I gotta know. I get that it's delivered very quickly. This is a quick card. This is a quick card. They're all action cards. Yes, it's a quick delivery, opportunity, access, delivery. So I gotta know if stuff gets delivered on time. Now that don't mean put your ballot in the box 3 weeks after the election. Like, you know what I mean? Like, get that shit out early.
Yeah,
And
I get.
the mail-in ballots need to go in a special place. I don't know if you could just put them in a mailbox. We have special places in the village halls and shit like that they need
I
to
don't
go.
put mine in the mail. I drive down to where they collect them by the library or the school, and I just show my ID and drop them off. You know.
I get the joy of lay low and causing problems, so I get we're climbing to higher ground and good news card on that. I do get Republicans fighting over how America's voting and stuff, and how quickly the votes are delivered. So there may be some delays in counting, but I get strength on the postal system. So, but there may be some delays just in trying to figure out like what the numbers are.
Yeah. Mail on time. Get in the mail, right? Okay. Celebrating. I get the Sun card. It's everything goes like the way it should. It does, definitely. So that's good. I think about that. Right?
I get the star, so it'll be fine.
So let's shift gears for a little bit. Let's look at some of the governor races, and there's 35 governors, I think, up being voted on in this round of elections. So obviously we can't do all of them, but let's look at some of the hot ones. Let's check in on Georgia first. Kemp versus Stacey Abrams. Is it going to be Stacey or Brian?
Okay.
Y'all can pull however you want. If you want to pull cards on each of them.
Oh, Lord. I got the wall liquor card.
Oh, no. Paste. Ice paste.
Okay, that doesn't help.
And all the House seats are up for re-election, so obviously we can't look at all of those, but we can look at the Senate seats, and we can look at some of the big House election.
I'm not looking. I have them face down, and I'll let everybody look at them first. I'm not gonna look.
What you getting, Nona?
This is for Stacey.
Is that the victory card?
Yep. I think that's a 5 of 1, so there might be some internal thing there. And this is her opponent. Oh, he's upside down. Oh. Okay. That's what happened there.
What you getting, Johnny?
I get Kemp so far.
Okay.
Mind you, I ain't done my voodoo yet, but I got Kemp.
You're the voodoo.
Yeah, do your voodoo, hoodoo, judo, jujitsu.
As soon as I get to the bottom of this cup, okay.
What you getting, Becca?
For Abrams, I get a yes. The community society is unionized because she has answers or something like that. So yeah, yes.
Yeah. I get a woman gets the offer. Everybody loves her. The votes are there, and the love is there. So I get 2 yes cards on her. When it's a man and a woman, I just like to pull and see, do I get a male card or a female card? When it's like 2 men or 2 women, then I got to ask differently.
I did 1 card for each, and then at the end, she gets the 5 of cups, he gets the emperor. So we'll see.
I don't like that answer.
I'll leave it.
So
Texas
he's
was
just kind
chicken.
of a ruly, sort of controlling.
And did you see that picture on that card was Jesus?
Yes, it was. Mind you, ain't nothing set in stone except stone. So we shall see when we get there.
Let's check in on Texas governor. Beto versus Abbott. Hot Wheels
Ugh.
versus Abbott. Or versus Beto.
Now,
See,
the cards right now, Jenny, Hot Wheels ain't going to win because Johnny and I are going to push him down a hill and let him play Mario Kart in his
You're
wheelchair.
going to get all petty on him.
Well, we're going to have to take him out of state because there ain't no hills in his part of Texas. But
Somebody's recommending we read who will be sworn in just in case, like, because I got Beto.
we can do that on the fundraiser. We'll go light today.
Good question. Good, yeah.
It starts positive for Abbott, and that's for Beto. I get the King of Cups. I don't know if Beto has a female running mate or not, but there's a woman here, or at the very least, there's a lot of female energy behind him. And then he gets the Two of Pentacles. Then this one gets the Four of Pentacles. So it's still up in the air. Even though Abbott started with positivity, he does have the Page of Swords. So this is one of two things. It's either negative news or he's cheating. And so, because the Page of Swords is a liar and a spy and a gossip and a cheater. And so he may be over here, Beto may be thrown a little bit through a loop, but this does not mean he loses, just means he needs a different plan to stay balanced. So it's still up there.
So it's up in the air. I get it's kind of coming down to money a little bit, but what are you getting, Becca?
I got a yes for Beto. I pulled one, but then I pulled two more. A promise for widespread wins, vast wins. So he's looking favored. Now,
Becca, I think we have an accomplice. CC Texas says she's here to get rid of the wheelchair. So
the more the merrier, we can all like go and kidnap him. I'll go buy some handcuffs and duct tape, and we can
all I'm saying is just a heel and a strong win. I don't want to push you. I just want to
I'll push it. I will push it.
He is the devil's apprentice. What
He's
you
a
get,
horrible
Donna?
person.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. This is for Abbott.
What card is that, Ona?
Knight of Swords. Ooh, Knight of Swords. So it could get cut off. Okay. And this is Beto. Ooh, they both have like tower striking awareness energy. Both of them. Could be either one. I don't know.
You're getting kind of like what Johnny is. I'm getting, the truthful one. I get for Beto, like all the hard work that he's putting in, good news card. He'll be rewarded and he's gets something new. And for Hot Wheels, every time I read on him, I get the Chariot. That's his wheelchair. Hot Wheels. He just has an abundance of corruption and everybody's confused about him. So I think ultimately it comes down to money. Who's got the most money behind them? So anybody thinking about donating to somebody, donate to Beto.
Peggy,
Or, the Seven of Cups, he could be deluding people, right?
Yeah.
My mom Peggy in the chat is saying that she wants to play Mario Kart with me. Well, that us. It won't be us, Peggy. We'll just push his ass down a hill and watch him.
Well, if you play Mario Kart, you do have to load your cart with something to hit them with. So
Bricks, like.
Let's look at DeSatan since his whole fiasco with immigration. DeSatan versus Christ.
versus Christ.
Oh, interesting. I wrote Chris' name down as Christ. The Satan versus Christ.
He's got a bad card already.
I don't think that was a Freudian slip. I think that was just my pen wanted to write that.
Okay, look here. You know, let me start over. All this flipping over business.
That's actually making my head itch. Who is talking about Satan? It's scratching the back of my head.
Like they really want to fall out and just this doesn't look good for the Satan. He's got some sort of celebration in the end. Chris does not. However, Chris has the new journey in the government, though. And then the Satan does not. His is turned on its head and it goes away. And then I guess he has some sort of, I don't know what this is. Maybe it's a good thing. I don't know. Maybe he's going to run for president then or something. I don't know. He moves on to something else. But this guy starts a new journey in the government and has a lot to do, apparently, especially when it comes to weather. So I don't know if something else may happen around that time, but especially when it comes to weather.
What you get, Nona?
Oh. Satan? Ooh. Looks like they might be reaping the harvest there. Maybe. It looks like there might be some kind of recall or runoff or recount or something like that. It looks like Chris has got an offer. Satan is still in the wheat.
Waiting on his harvest. What you getting, Becca?
First of all, I missed the name because I'm on StreamYard. But somebody was saying, is it Mario Kart where they throw the turtle shells? And then they said, use Mitch McConnell. Oh, Lord. I asked, will Ron DeSantis win re-election as Florida governor? First card was the scythe. That's a no. Second card was the snake. That's a no. Third card is the tower, which is neutral. This is saying no, a very dangerous liar that's very ambitious. Perhaps cutting the head off the snake and isolating. But these two right here are like, no. So we'll see. I don't know what the polls are looking like. I haven't checked. I don't trust the polls, but we'll see. We'll see. Knock on wood, y'all. Take out Florida.
I get the Satan partied too soon. And judgment's on him now, and he's going to be isolated. Now, that may mean he also tries to go for the White House. But I get the good news cards on Chris, and goes off to the new venture. So I'm going to say Chris.
Because all of Donald Trump's friends are telling him, do not run for president.
Yep. But here's what I love, though. I love that little spat that he's having with Ron DeSantis. So he keeps tanking the Republicans he doesn't like. I'm like, more of that, please. More of that, please. I'll cheer you on all day for that. Keep sinking the boat full of Nazis.
They're eating each other.
I want to look at Wisconsin because Wisconsin is getting blown up a lot in these debates because Ron Johnson's not looking good. But I want to look at their governor race. Tony Evers is the Democrat governor incumbent. So Evers is the Democrat. Michaels or whatever, Tim Mickles is the Republican going against him.
Who's the incumbent?
Tony Evers, the Democrat. So they have a Democratic governor, but he's been hamstrung a lot in Wisconsin because of their state legislature.
Yeah, their Supreme Courts. Ours is up for grabs too, John. It's gotta watch who you're voting for with the Supreme Court.
Wisconsin, Tony Evers, the Democrat, or Tim Mickles or Michaels, the Republican?
They both get a yes from me, but I'm going to say the re-election, because the judgment card was the first card. So whoever's there gets re-elected. The Republican over here, he has the Six of Wands, the Ace of Wands, so you would think that's a victory, but it's almost like they are counting it as a victory, like Donald Trump maybe, and saying that maybe there's some shenanigans that went on. But whoever is there returns, or the Democrat returns, I should say, because that's the Democrat side that I quote that for. So they return.
What you get, Nona?
Dem. Ooh, looks like that looks good, right?
Yeah.
7 of chickens, right?
Ooh.
That card. I love that card.
Over here.
Oh, it's Johnny's interpretation of they may force themselves to relook at things. It's a forced entry, right?
You know, I'm wondering if he's going to get caught up in a sex scandal, because I get like the lovers and then having to walk away because judgment is on him. And I get for Evers, the Democrat, I get he wins and returns.
I get the Democrat holding on to the power of the institution.
So we all are leaning dim on that one. Let's look at Illinois. We've got this crazy ass Dan Bailey running against Pritzker, and Pritzker, I think, we have reduced the debt immensely under him. He also legalized marijuana, which helped a lot to reduce the debt.
Yeah.
But we got crazy Dan Bailey, who is, anti or pro-life, he says, and teaching crazy stuff in schools, and
So gross.
he is so gross. I love the commercial on him. Too extreme for our state. It's like, that's so true. So
He's
Bailey's
so
a Republican. Pritzker is the incumbent Democrat.
Our governors typically end up in jail, so we have to use that as criteria. So far, Pritzker's not been in jail.
He's not been in jail. He did a pretty good job through COVID. He got debt way, way down.
Okay. All right. So he's got three good
We
things.
were almost bankrupt. Our state was almost bankrupt.
Yeah, we didn't have a balance, and he came in and charged 33% sales tax on recreational marijuana, and all the stoners came out and paid for it.
Yeah. $3 million, I think it was, or was it $3 billion they sold the first day they legalized it? It was some crazy number.
January 1st. The lines were outside all the way around the block. It's crazy.
Did you see
This whole neighborhood smells like marijuana when you walk outside. I'm like,
Yeah.
gosh.
Nice, isn't it?
Did you guys see how the Republicans lost their minds when Biden said that he was going to let everybody that's on drug charges, marijuana charges in jail out? They lost their minds. It's like, why? Let's make room for all the corrupt rich people to go into freaking jail. Like, it's like they have nothing to offer other than social discord. That's it.
Because jails are like hospitals and hotels. We cannot sell empty space.
Yep.
We have to fill empty space. And so I need a person in there to tax somebody. I need a person in there to charge somebody. Republican, I get a no, but I do get that he is not going to go away quietly, though. 7 of star.
Yeah.
But for the incumbent, I get the Justice and King of Wands. There's the leader. He's still there.
JB. Oh, that's JB. There he is, playing in the water, right there. Looks just like him too, kind of. And then this piece of shit. Nope. Sorry. Whoever financed you to pretend you live in the John Hancock, okay, you don't. You never showed up. You were never there. Bullshit.
What you getting, Becca?
The incumbent is the wise choice. He gets the answer, the access. Yeah.
I get the incumbent. I get, his message is pushing through. People love him, and he's fair and honest. And I get I get for Bailey, it's like, he tries to hang on, but there's something treacherous about him, and he gets the crumbs. So
Oh, Patty's saying Trump financed Bailey. Well,
Yeah.
that explains
You
it.
know who financed Bailey? It was the Schlitz guy, Ulliner or something, is from Florida and is just pouring money into Bailey's campaign.
I mean-
Bought his tenants at the John Hancock, the flat there. He never went there. He was never.
These rich people with their money to burn, dude, there's plenty of needy people in this country. If you have money to burn, my pillow guy and what's your face, Dr. Oz,
Yeah.
Yes. So, guys, in chat, because I know some of you joined us late tonight, we only did some of the governors, some of the hot races, and then Johnny, next week we're on your channel. So if you want to do some of the senators, we can. Last question. It's been 3 months since I've had the kittens. What does Lucy think of the kittens now? 3 whole months. Lucy and the kittens. She's been left alone with them while I went to the Catskills. She's got little Bella who lays on her and follows her and everywhere. I mean, she goes to the litter box. Bella sits outside the litter box waiting on her. So she can follow her to her next destination.
Seeking a union of mind and spirit, curiosity as well. So now she likes it. Once she figured out that they weren't going away.
She is a little judgy about the two that wrestle. There's two that wrestle, the boy girl. And she likes the female energy, but the boy is he's a little bit of a devil.
What you getting, Becca?
They're no longer a pain in her ass. And she really likes going out to visits, like in a cart or something, and talking to them.
Yeah.
This would be the pain in the ass right here. This is going out in a little cart to visit, and then
In the stroller.
She likes when they're in the stroller and she's not.
And she gets to stay out of the stroller. I guess she's got the wisdom. Lucy has the wisdom, and they're all erratic and they're out of balance and they're all over the place, and that may make her anxious a little bit because she thinks they get away with too much. But she kind of wonders like if they're fighting when they're in the stroller. She's wondering if they're racing around and chasing around in the stroller when they go out.
That's funny.
Well, thank you guys for joining us tonight. Thank you to the moderators, and thank you for all the super chats. Ona, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
For asking me.
Yeah, next week, Halloween on Johnny's channel.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's the baby head doll.
Oh, the creepy baby head. I'm excited.
Costume reveal to come. Thank you all, and we will see you next Sunday.
Bye.
Bye-bye, you guys.